Oh, it's this one. So Paris had all of her school friends write us notes.
It's like a yearbook or something.
It's like a lot of them. They all wanted to write to the Wazungu.
Okay, we are here. Just want to say that Paris is doing fine in school and that she talks about you all the time.
That's awesome.
Pretty cute.
Hope you guys are fine. I am Paris's friend, and she has been telling me about you guys, and you are very kind and good to her. Hope you will visit us in school.
Yeah, the boys aren't so good. Where are the boys' ones? There you go. There's the boys' one. That's from Ghidra.
I showed up to the school on the first day and sat down with the head teacher, who asked me what I thought I was competent to teach. I thought math or English, and they said, great, we need a math teacher in 7th grade. Here's a textbook. You're on chapter 5. You're on in 20 minutes. And so it was a stunning transition for me, having never taught before, and the first 45-minute lesson was excruciating, I think, for me and the students as well. But I got better.
He has been a kind-hearted teacher to us, and even if you can see me, I don't want him to go.
A lot of times what would have meant if I hadn't been there is if the teacher doesn't show up for the class, the top student in the class then teaches the rest of the class. And so you can imagine how one 13-year-old teaching a bunch of other 13-year-olds the material works, which is not very well.
Nakuru was a hotspot for this violence. Actually, one of our students, Philatricia, was displaced during that time period. So her and her family were categorized as internally displaced people. So she would have been maybe 7 or 8 at that time.
This is the office of Madam Millie. She was our teacher for English. She was something strict. And this is the nursery, the pre-units.
There were a lot of the windows were smashed in during the riots and things like that, and even in 2013 they weren't fixed. There's just a real lack of infrastructure and support and opportunity for all of the families, including the children.
What is class 4? Because the other class cannot be used. Class 5 is in the upper section. This is the environment. This is where we used to play at games. When there are games competitions, that is the watchman's house, that is the boys' toilet, the girls' toilet, and the tank. That is our farm on the upper side of the field. And if you look right, this is the assembly grounds.
It really makes
And
the whole
the block
school
there
community
is the-
feel better when you can see the top students are able to go on and pursue academic success. By offering this scholarship, you actually provide an incentive and provide a light at the end of the tunnel.
So that's Philatricia, that's Teresa, and that's Paris.
And it was the first time any of them had had new shoes or been in a store where the salesman comes out and puts the shoe on your foot. First time for any of that. So it was a good experience. It was the first time any of them had a new mattress to sleep on or had their own bed that they hadn't shared with their siblings.
Our girls who are going to stay in school until they're at least 18 will be more likely to make sure that their children stay in school, including their daughters, and they'll be less likely to be involved in child marriage and have fewer children and take care of those children better and seek out medical care for them. And so you're seeing changes throughout their lives and their community, health outcomes, economic outcomes. They're, it's inspiring to think about the change that giving a girl a chance and a book can make.
To me, it's a fantastic story for what we can do is to enable these kids who just have so much potential and the way you have to think about it is you can't solve all the world's problems. So you just find one problem that you can solve and work on that. Find one person you can help and work on that.